Hello everyone, welcome to English Tutorials by Poonam Thakur. In this video, I will be discussing a report writing which comes under long writing task and carries 5 marks. Let's ponder on a very important question. What is a report writing? Report is a comprehensive document and covers all aspects of the subject matter of study, a means to convey some information to others, an organized, factual, objective presentation of information. Organized since it follows a systematic pattern. Objective means it should not be influenced by our personal feelings. So in brief, we can say that a report is a factual description of an event or an investigation of an issue or a problem that has already taken place. In this video, I will be covering all aspects of report writing, its format, content writing, examples and difference between report writing for newspapers and report writing for school magazines. So let's get started. On this slide, you can see newspaper reports. I have included this slide to make you understand how reporters, journalists write report and give catchy heading to their reports. If you go through sample papers or previous year's CBSE English core papers, you'll see that most of the times they have given questions on accidents, on robbery, or some kind of mishap. Most of the times, students have been asked to write report on such incidents. Paper clippings will help you and give you first-hand idea about how to write a report or how to go about it. Now let's focus on the basic format of a report writing. It includes heading or a catchy title, followed by name of the reporter or a person writing the report. After that, you will write place and date on left-hand side corner if you're writing report for the newspaper. Once these 3 elements are taken care of, you will divide the report into 3 parts. Part 1 is introduction, which will include date, time, venue, etc. Followed by part 2, which will be body of the report, where you will mention the details of the incident, causes, consequences, effects, guests, steps, activities and people involved, and other relevant details are included in paragraph 2. Last part of the report will be conclusion, which will include reactions, statements of people, promises by authorities, and steps taken. I hope the format is clear now. Just to clear your doubts and to avoid any confusion regarding formats of report writing for newspaper and school magazine, I'm going to explain it with the help of an example. For a newspaper report, heading or title is followed by the name of the writer, then the title, staff reporter or staff correspondent, which is further followed by the acronym for the name of the newspaper. For example, the Times of India will be written as TOI and Hindustan Times will be written as HT. For a school magazine, heading is followed by the name of the writer, which is followed by the designation of the writer if it is given in the question. For example, head girl or class and section of the student writer is given. Now I'm going to discuss the components of a newspaper report. First component we have is headline or a heading. Every news article has a headline to attract the attention of the reader. The headline must state the topic of the news in a strong, short phrase or statement. The headline must be catchy and brief. The article and proposition can be left out, and whenever possible, standard abbreviations or shortened word forms can be used. Next, we have byline. Since this is your news article, you need to let the reader know who wrote it. The line with your name on it is called the byline, as it tells by whom the article is written. Write the word by followed by your name and your designation. After the heading and byline is done, you will leave one line and you will start your report from the left-hand side. Body of the report is divided into 3 or 4 paragraphs depending upon the word limit and marks assigned. Paragraph 1. A first paragraph usually answers the questions who, what, where, when, why, and how. The second paragraph should tell the reader how the incident happened, narrate the incident in chronological order, giving the well-described necessary details. Paragraph 3. Eyewitness accounts add to the authenticity of the news. Also, they may interest the reader. Include some quotes from the eyewitness comments in the third paragraph. Also describe what they felt about the incident. Last paragraph will be conclusion. Describe the future course of action being planned, promises by authorities, hope for improvement, and anticipation of any corrective action can also be written in a positive expression. This is all about components of newspaper report. Now let's try to understand with the help of an example. You are Sanjana, a reporter with the Hindustan Times. You witnessed a fire accident in a crowded market in Delhi. Write a report to be published in the newspaper. Invent necessary details. So if you see in the question, name of the reporter, name of the newspaper and incident is given. It is an eyewitness account of a fire accident in a crowded market. So let's try to write a report. According to the format, we will write catchy headline first. So here it is. Fire engulfed Central Market, followed by the name of the reporter, then his or her designation, which will be followed by acronym or the short form of the newspaper name, reporter's name, Sanjana, designation, staff reporter, and name of the newspaper, Hindustan Times. Once this is done, we will leave one line and on the left hand side of the answer sheet, we will mention the place. Here it is, New Delhi, followed by the date on which the incident occurred. Here I have written 13th May 2022. After place and date is written, we will start our report. Please remember paragraph 1 or introduction will answer the questions what, when, where, who, why and how. Let me read the introduction. Over 100 people were trapped for 2 hours when a devastating fire broke out yesterday in the Central Market, Lajpat Nagar between 5 and 7 p.m. Though no casualties were reported officially, 50 people were injured. In next 2 paragraphs, you will give the details of the event or accident. Eyewitness accounts along with some quotes are also included. According to preliminary reports and eyewitness accounts, the fire broke out around 4:50 p.m. due to a short circuit in the main line and spread quickly. There was a panic and stampede as people rushed out of the overcrowded marketplace. Fire brigade and police arrived at the venue within half an hour. About a dozen firemen battled for 2 hours to bring the fire under control. The loss incurred is estimated to be about 5 crore rupees. Last paragraph will be conclusion. Here you will mention rescue operations and damage control exercise. Compensation and help announced by government, if any, are also mentioned. And anticipation of any corrective action can also be written in a positive expression. The injured persons were rushed to a nearby Apollo hospital. Many people sustained minor burns. The government has announced an inquiry into the mishap and police is still investigating the matter. Children, let's check out another example. I have taken this report from the newspaper, The Indian Express, published in the month of January. It is about Hadapsar Lounge raided for serving hookah. Just to give you an idea how journalists and reporters write their news report. Since the news was published in the newspaper, that's why I have not changed the byline. But when you are going to attempt your question on report writing, you will write writer's name, designation and name of the newspaper. Here it is, The Indian Express. You will leave line and after that on the left hand side corner, you will mention the place. Here it is Pune and date of writing the report, that is January 25th, 2022. Let's read the report now. The Pune police on Sunday night raided a lounge in Hadapsar area for illegally serving hookahs to its customers. The police have booked 2 persons running the establishment and have initiated criminal proceedings against 14 customers who were caught smoking hookah at the time of the raid. Hadapsar police station had received information that a lounge located at Sanket Bihar area was illegally serving hookah to its customers. A raid was conducted at the spot late on Sunday night and over a dozen people were found to be using banned hookah. A press release issued by the police read, "An offence has been registered against Jaideep Pawar, 28, and Anmol Shelar, 29, both residents of Fursungi, under the provisions of the Cigarette and Other Tobacco Products Provision of Advertisement and Regulation of Trade and Commerce, Production, Supply and Distribution Act." The police also seized a number of hookah pots and smoking pipes, among others, during the raid. Officials said that of the customers present at the establishment, 14 were using hookah at the time of the raid, and criminal proceedings have been initiated against them. Question: You are Kavita, a reporter with the Times of India. You recently witnessed a road accident due to rash and negligent driving by a local bus driver. The driver lost control of the bus. It hit a pole, leaving 2 persons dead and 25 injured. Write a report for the publication in 120-130 words. Over the years in board, we have seen questions being asked on road accident. So let me give you scripted answer for this problem statement. First, we will write catchy headline. Here it is: 20 killed in road accident, followed by byline. Kavita Bakshi, staff reporter, TOI, that means Times of India. You will leave one line, and on left hand side you will write place, New Delhi, and date, 5th May 2022, and then our report will start. 24 people, including a woman and 2-month-old baby, were killed in a tragic road accident involving a truck and a minibus near New Ashok metro station, 18 kilometers from here. The main information is given in the first 2 or 3 sentences only. If you see, in first 2-3 lines only, we have included the place, date, what, when, where, how. Now paragraph 2. The ill-fated minibus was carrying a marriage party from Delhi to Mathura. The truck carrying industrial goods to Noida collided head-on with the minibus, killing 12 of them on the spot. The injured were immediately rushed to Dr. RML Hospital, where 8 succumbed to injuries. 4 are said to be critical. The eyewitness explained how the truck rammed into the minibus. The bus was badly damaged and had to be towed away. The truck driver fled the scene. He said the way he was driving the truck, it seemed he was drunk. The police has registered a case against the truck driver and they are on a manhunt. An inquiry has been ordered into the case. Like this, we will conclude our report. Tips to remember while writing report. It is usually written in third person and indirect speech. Passive voice is used. The language used is neutral and figurative. Ornamental language is to be avoided. The content should include when, where, why, and how of the topic to be written about. Since the events reported out of recent past, the simple past, present perfect, past perfect, and the past continuous tenses are used. A typical journalistic vocabulary is used. For example, according to sources or according to a spokesperson. Instead of giving vague estimates like many dead or lakhs stolen, it is better to give estimate closer to the fact like around 100 feared dead or property worth 2 lakhs stolen. A logical development of facts and ideas should follow like cause, reason, effects, consequences. It should be objective without the writer's bias and personal pronouns are to be avoided. Avoid making statements expressing personal judgment such as "I'm shocked to hear" or "it is depressing that" or "I don't think the decision was correct," etc. Use lead sentences like "in what could be called a decision that will change the way traffic rules are followed, the government has announced that it will make every offender a traffic cop for 2 hours. Mumbai train travellers can now heave a sigh of relief. The lifeline of Mumbai, its trains, will have air conditioning by next December. A report meant for school magazine usually is a brief account of an activity or function held in a school. Just like an article, it has a heading, the name of the reporter, and details of the event. Let's try to understand with the help of an example. Question. As Raj Mishra, vice head girl of your school, write a report on the celebration of National Sports Day to be published in the school magazine. And word limit is 120 to 130 words. When we write report for a school magazine, we use semi-formal language. Try to be simple but attractive and appealing. Avoid displaying your linguistic ability. Content should be factual information about school activities and event. Date, time, venue of the activity event should be mentioned within first two lines. And then sequence of event should be systematically arranged. First, we will write headline. Here it is National Sports Day celebrated, followed by byline where we will write the name of the reporter, and the name of the student reporter is already given in the question, Raj Misra, and the designation is also given, so we will write vice head girl. If designation is not there, so you can write class and section. Once the byline is done, you will start writing your report from the left hand side corner of the answer sheet. Paragraph 1. Introduction. National Sports Day was celebrated in Evergreen Public School on 29th August 2021. The day is celebrated to commemorate the birth anniversary of hockey wizard Major Dhyan Chand. On account of the pandemic, the celebration was done on virtual mode. Nevertheless, students participated enthusiastically. Paragraph 1 and 2. All students and teachers joined assembly for the occasion at exactly 10 o'clock in the morning. Manish Singh Bali of class 11th took over, asking all gathered to join in prayer. After the prayer, Jasleen Kaur paid tribute to the great hockey legend with a speech about his life. Everyone listened attentively as they remembered the great feats of Major Dhyan Chand, who took hockey to its pinnacle with his mesmerizing play. Then came Trisha Sharma of class 12th to talk about the importance of National Sports Day by emphasizing on the significance of physical activities and sports in life. This was followed by a short speech Anika Sinha about hockey, our national game, and its contribution in Indian sports. We will continue with the detailed explanation in the next paragraph also. After the speeches, it was time to remember all Indian Olympians who brought glory to India in the past. Divya Yadav paid homage to all the sports greats. Riddhi Singh followed up by remembering the achievements of the Indian contingent at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, a remarkable feat indeed as India put up the best performance in decades. A visual treat came in the form of an animated video of India's wins at the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games, leaving everyone enthralled and full of pride. Last but not the least, it was time to honor our very own sportsmen, students who brought laurels to Evergreen Public School with their achievements in sports. Conclusion now. The program ended with encouraging words from our school principal, stressing on the need to take Indian sports to greater heights. The national anthem was played, and with that, the celebration came to an end. This is how we write report for school magazine. Recapitulation. Let's reflect on what we have learned today and focus on tips to improve our report writing skills. Now let's revise a few valuable tips on how to attempt a question on report writing in a better way. Point number 1. Make sure you use language which is suitable for the audience you are addressing to. Use of complex vocabulary for addressing children is not advisable. Point number 2. Make sure you write in paragraphs. Point number 3. Practice previous year question papers. Read as many as samples of report writing. It will give you an idea as to how they are actually written. Point number 5. Read the question at least twice and highlight the important information. It is very important to understand the question and read between the lines. Albert Einstein once said, "If you can't explain it simply, you didn't understand it well enough." Point number 6. Plan before you pen. Just make a list of all your important points on draft sheet or the last sheet of your answer booklet so that you do not forget relevant points while writing. This also helps you in maintaining a sequence, which is very important. Point number 7, presentation. Please do work on your presentation. It's very, very important. Next point, make sure you double check for grammatical accuracy and spellings. They carry marks. Leave adequate number of lines between paragraphs to make it look clean. Underlining the main points is very important, but it is advised to do it after finishing your exam. Use a pencil and scale for underlining. Try to write short sentences. It restricts the scope of grammatical inaccuracies. With this, we come to the end of this lecture. Don't forget to give your valuable feedback. Thank you so much for watching. Like, share and subscribe. English Tutorials by Poonam Thakur.